Hey, what's going on, guys? So it's finally back, my Versus series, and this one should be a good one. Now, let me explain to you before it starts. The initial person that was supposed to be against Teepee in this Versus was Nadeshot, and ultimately I decided against it because the first two episodes already had optic and complexity and all this stuff. So I figured I'm going to change it up a little bit, and we're going to do Rambo and Teepee. Now, I understand I am making this after he pretty much got demoted to coach, manager, whatever you want to call him, but I figured it couldn't hurt comparing Rambo, one of the best communicators and objective players in the game, incredibly underrated player as well, against probably the best Call of Duty Ghost player, at least in my opinion. Now, if you're new to this series, before what I was doing was just taking suggestions of any players at all and putting them together, but now it really does make more sense to pit two players together that have the same role. The Optic Clayster versus the Complexity Aches one, they really don't have the same role at all. But, I mean, the video, I thought it was good. I mean, it's my second most watched video, so thank you for that. But, anyway, that's how it works, and I'm hopefully going to be able to bring this back more consistently because I really enjoy doing it. So, anyway, let's start the video. And first off, we're going to start with Mr. Rambo. You guys all know who he is. He's been around forever. Used to be an Optic, eventually got dropped for Nadeshot, and Optic has soared since then. Not championship-wise, but, personality-wise and just being popular and all that good stuff. But Rambo has been incredibly faithful to Envy for past couple years, and, I mean, the past two Call of Duty championships, he has secured a second place spot both times, granting himself $50,000, which you can't really complain with those type of results. So yeah, I mean, I would say he's been pretty successful. And now let's get into some of the things about him. Everybody knows Rambo has probably got to be one of the best, if not the best communicator and game leader that we have. If you listen to the way he speaks to his team and the way he communicates, he never stops talking. He's always giving some sort of shout out, always some sort of small talk. He always knows, he's always got something on his brain. He's always got something he wants to do, and that's what made Study the newer player on Envy. Well, I mean, it's basically a completely different Envy now, but because obviously Parasite is now the new Rambo, but that's neither here nor there. He basically took Study and made him almost instantly a better player. And when you have a veteran that can take in a young gun like that and make him listen to you and become a stronger individual within, in the midst of the game, that's a big deal. I mean, that shows a lot of respect. That shows that he knows a lot about the game and that he's very passionate about what he does. Now, I will say that his gun skill every now and then can be a little bit iffy. I mean, it's obviously better than mine, but as far as a lot of the other players go, it just seems like ever since Modern Warfare 3, his shot has gone down a little bit. It's not as amazing as it used to be, but it's still not too big of a deal. But the other things he's got going for him is that he's an incredibly loyal individual. I mean, he's hardly played with any team. And he's pretty much just been with Optic Gaming and Envious, and he really hasn't bounced around too much. I mean, it's crazy to see how far he's come. I mean, he's been competing in game battles since Call of Duty 4, and after the MLG National Championship from 2008, that was when he started competing in PCLs. That way he could attend big events at the end of the year, and that passion and drive it's a big deal for someone that when you want somebody like that on your team at all times. When it comes down to it, Rambo's just that kind of player that you really can't go wrong with, and he in a way can make any team a better team, at least in my opinion. Alright, now let's switch over to Mr. Complexity Teepee. Now, he started competing back in Modern Warfare 2, and he had joined Team Leverage, Quantic Leverage, and he formed pretty much one of the greatest duos ever, and that's him and Aches. I mean, I'm pretty positive they've been together since Modern Warfare 2, and they haven't split up. I mean, at one point, that Leverage team, it was him, Aches, Scumpy, and Bob who won a handful of tournaments together. And the thing is, when Modern Warfare 3 came around, he really took a break because there wasn't a crazy amount of support. Like, after COD Champs, there really wasn't a whole lot of stuff that really went on for Modern Warfare 3 as far as esports support and all that stuff. But then, obviously, Black Ops, he really came back with Leverage. And I think I screwed it up because he really didn't team with Scumpy until Black Ops, and that was when he was still on Leverage, but that was when Scumpy hit the scene. And that was when Quantic hit the scene as well. And they won a handful of tournaments, and then Black Ops 2 came out, and you guys all know they dominated the Black Ops 2 scene that was when they had Clayster, and then at the beginning of Call of Duty Ghost season, they got rid of Clayster, who went to Optic, and then they picked up Karma, and they're still just that crazy dominant team. But let's get into a couple things about Teepee that I like. Well, for one, he's an amazing OBJ player, and he is just dedicated to that win. He will do what he has to do. He will jump on that flag. He will cap that blitz flag. He will do whatever he needs to do to win. He is a very good communicator. I'll give him that. I just don't think he doesn't have that same leadership that Rambo has, but he is very vocal, and that is something that just about every player on Complexity has. I mean, even Karma at this point does call out a lot more than he used to. But the other thing about him is he does have another amazing shot. I mean, I say that a lot in these series, but I do think his shot is better than Rambo's. As far as play calling isn't exactly his strong suit. That's more of like Aches' thing. He kind of makes the shots, calls the shots, but he always knows. I mean, the thing about Complexity is that I think they all just kind of know what the other person is going to do and just know what they need to do. But he himself, I mean, he is honestly, I still think, probably the best Ghost player still. He's probably the most consistent. He does well all the time. He does amazing. He was really good at Black Ops 2, but it's clear to see that he's better at Ghost than he was at Black Ops 2, which is hard to believe because, like I said, he was really good at Black Ops 2. But the only thing about him, or at least, you know, maybe one or two things, is that, yeah, he does. When you win that much, you do get cocky, and at the end of the day, I mean, that kind of mentality, it can help you, but it can hurt you, because at some point, you know, maybe his cockiness or Aches or somebody may cause them to lose a championship, and they have to find a way to at least repress that. That way you can just stay on top of your game. Not that they really need, like, for me to tell them to stay on top of their game, because they're still dominating the scene even into Call of Duty Ghost, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if I had to choose one player, I think, see, it's tough because they're both loyal, they're both incredibly good, but I think for me, I would only have to pick Rambo, because I would need that crazy in-game vocal leader that just never stops talking and is always there to rally the team together. But once again, it's another one of those situations where it's almost impossible to go wrong with your pick. But that's the fun of these series, is you try to objectively look at it and say, who would fit as a personal fit? Who would you team better with? And I think I would just, like, if I was a professional player, which I'm definitely not, I would have to go with Rambo. But let me know what you guys think. Who do you think's a better player? Who would you rather team with? Anyway, felt good to finally bring this back. Certainly a long video, definitely different for me, but that's what the series is about, kind of breaking down a few things. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section, and yeah, I will see you soon. Bye bye.